It's time to fill the bird feeder. You'll see why in just a minute. We got lots of bluebirds, so I like to keep them fed during the winter. Keep them around, they're pretty. I've got another batch of fermented feed to go down to the chickens as well. We'll do that in a minute. The birds are not gonna find anything with this much snow. Probably have a foot on the ground, and it's still coming. There you go. So simple bird feeder. Got a gravity fed hopper to a tray underneath, protected with some old Trex siding off of a leftover deck project. There you go. We had to raise this. It was originally about here, but the deer would come in here and empty it before the birds could get at it. So I got pumpkins for the deer, so we'll let the birds eat this. Shouldn't take them too long to figure it out. We'll catch some footage of the birds when they come for dinner. So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I guess I don't have any other option. You can see the bluebirds have found the bird feeder. That's what I do it for. I love bluebirds. Love to see them in my backyard. Now we get a bunch of them, as you can tell. I think there's 4 or 5 right here tonight. Now it's time to go take care of the chickens, see how they're weathering the storm, get them some good fermented feed, and we'll probably have to shuffle some snow around so they can get in and out of their hen house. So let's head back down in the hollow. See, okay, so let's go. Don't want my cameraman or camera woman slip.
That's right.
So you find the tray. When it gets snowy, real snowy like this, I'll go grab a piece of plywood and just lean it against the fence to keep the snow off of this and give them a path to their feed and water. So I'll do that after we get them fed. do a little snow plowing. Looks yummy, doesn't it? Chickens do not like coming out when they can't see where their feet are going. Another important thing to keep in front of your chickens all the time is grit. This is just oyster shell. You buy it at any feed store, Tractor Supply. We'll make sure that is underneath our plywood covering as well. You guys okay in there? Yeah. We got 3 in that one. Huh. They seem to lay in one or the other, never both. So what you can do on top of the snow too, if it gets really bad, is just take a little bit of straw. Gives the chickens some depth perception. They're not afraid to walk on it. So I'll go up and grab a piece of plywood or two to make them a tunnel to get out of the snow and access to their feed. Looks like they might be ready for another pumpkin. So there you go. They've got a way to get out of the snow to get their feed and water. Pretty simple, just a chunk of old plywood, covering it up. Okay, so it's been a day since we put this piece of plywood down so the chickens could get to their feed and water easily. I'll show you how it worked, and we'll see how the chickens like it. You can obviously see that that's pumpkin I'm gonna cut up and give them to them today. You can see their path to that fermented feed, the grit, and all the way over to their feeder and water is just hammered. So they like the fact that they can get out of the snow. Out here, out from underneath the protective covering, there's very few tracks. So this works really well to provide your chickens a nice snow-free, well, fairly snow-free path to get their feed and water. It gets them out of their hen house. Otherwise, they'd just stay in here all day and they'd never come out. So it works. We'll cut this pumpkin up, give it to them, and check for eggs in a minute. Just put that pumpkin underneath the shelter there for them. That's a good treat for them during the wintertime. A little variety in their diet. Let's see how we did in the egg department today. Nothing in this one again. Hopefully they use this one. Oh yeah, there you go. 3. We were averaging about 4 a day. We've dropped off to 3. But 3 is still good. And it looks like they're all nested up. Aren't you, girls? All right, where's Little Red? Red? Nope. Where are you, Red? Oh, there she is. There's Red. All right. Everybody's tucked in once again for the evening. Looks like they've enjoyed having this litter on the bottom of the coop, scratching around in that. It's important to provide them with an insulated base on the bottom. Helps keep the draft out. That's the biggest thing for chickens in the wintertime. You don't necessarily need to heat the coop, but it's good to keep it draft free and give them something good to scratch around in. Like I say, without this covering I've got here, they probably wouldn't come out all day. So they need something to do and some way to keep warm, and they'll just scratch around in that all day and then perch when they're done. A little better example, we had a fresh snowfall last night. Izzy, get out of there. Izzy. Hey, you're ruining my shot here. If you'll notice, besides Izzy's tracks, there are no chicken tracks in the fresh snow. However, the chickens, knowing that they have a safe place to go, can get to their feed and water, no problem. I don't have to shovel snow, put straw on it. I may have, as snow gets deeper, I may have to put a little bit of straw here just to get them out underneath this, but that's a better example of how this works. Videos, you may have noticed I have this line. Actually, it's just lead core fishing line, and it's crisscrossed across my chicken coop. If anybody can guess what it's for, you will win a fantastic prize chosen especially for you. Just kidding. This prevents hawks and owls from coming down and attacking my chickens. We've got a lot of hawks around here, a lot of owls, although the chickens aren't out at night, but the hawks see this and they have no interest in swooping in and picking up a chicken. So that's what that's for. Looks like we got a couple of girls that ventured out. We got 3 of them out. Over some dry ground to scratch. Looks like they found a little. You can tell, you can see how she does not feel comfortable about walking on snow, especially new snow that's not tracked. Big problem in the wintertime is trying to find your hose in the snow. It's buried here somewhere. Gonna get fresh water for Izzy and the chickens. And I don't know where the heck the hose went. I think I'd find it here sooner or later. Zigzag. Found it, I think. There it is. Now the fun part is digging it out. It is drained so I can get water to flow. We'll get the chickens some good fresh water. Get Izzy some good fresh water. Very important to keep your water fresh. Not only for your dog and your pets, but your livestock you're overwintering as well. So we'll go do that in a minute here. Okay, a little more commentary on how and why I set the water up like this, like I do. Like I said, fresh water is very important for your chickens. If you'll notice, my barrel is blue. It does not allow light to penetrate, and it cuts down on the algae growth, especially in the summertime, of course, in your water. Then I've got a hose that once I get it filled, which it looks like it's filled, I will shut it off and drain it back to the garden hose that I brought down here. That way I don't have to haul water in buckets all winter long. I still will do this occasionally if it just needs a top off, but when I clean the water out, I hook the hose up to the upstairs faucet. Summertime, I'll be able to hook to my fancy new one right there. But for wintertime, this is the method. But just like for the chickens, I've got a water heater in the bottom of Izzy's water jug, so she can have access to water. Izzy is what you call a water snob. She does not like still water. So I've got to change her water quite often. so she doesn't get dehydrated. Oh, yes. I keep trying to tell her she's a pretty lucky dog. She's got artificial turf to play on. Even got a hash mark if she wants to get a first down. Whoops, water fell out. Free access to food and water. She has a nice metal roof over her kennel. Inside the doghouse. I don't know if you can see, but there's a where it's elevated right there. There's a little heater under there, big doghouse heater. Looks like I got a little hole there I need to patch with something. I'm sure that's drafty.